But, moving over the last several decades, when people said, maybe you ought to move, where would they mention? Florida, Arizona, California, Nevada, Colorado, all states that have just had a terrible couple of years. I mean, I wouldn't recommend moving to Arizona right now. There's boarded up stores and half-rented strip malls and half-completed construction projects. Where do you go?
Wisconsin's a good job market, apparently. I hear the public schools may be hiring soon.
But nationally, we're coming out of the largest downturn since the Great Recession. Pretty much everywhere there aren't jobs. We need much stronger job creation. There really is nowhere to go. We have, I mentioned that we're down 7.7 million jobs from the start of the recession. Plus, there are another roughly over 3 million who've dropped out of the labor force. So we need. We're short about over 11 million jobs. There is no place to go. We need much stronger job creation.
Marcos, why haven't employers who are actually starting to do better begun to hire yet?
Well, I think they have, but I think that there's not a real confidence, perhaps, in the current situation. And I think a new moment really requires new ideas. And I was encouraged by the president and some of his initiatives, particularly around green energy and renewable energy. And I mean, anyone looking at the gas prices, anyone looking at the unrest in the Middle East has to be concerned. And I don't think it should. I think we should be very, very concerned in this country. I think everybody else on the planet is concerned. I don't think China. We were talking during the break about China and their expansion into Africa and South America and other places. I mean, you have to be concerned and you have to be worried. And I think United States and our country here, we are companies that are innovating and creating. We need to put together new things. And unfortunately, every initiative in that direction has been blocked by
Juan Carlos,
by the
same
Republicans.
question. How come the companies that are doing much better, and there are many of them, haven't begun to hire again?
Because for the last 20 years, we slowly have been turned from an economy of major and big industry to a small business-driven economy. And small business, when they get hit by a recession like the one we're being hit right now, take a long time before they start growing again. There's a lot of concern on how do I make sure that I don't find myself in the same situation I did. Those that survive. And I don't think that you're going to see those small businesses going into the market and rehiring everybody that they had before. They're going to try to figure out how do they survive with a small, leaner operation. And that's why you're going to end up with maybe the owner of that small business earning a lot more and or maintaining the salary that he used to have, and maybe having less workers earning less to be able to make it profitable. But part of my concern makes this even scarier is when you look at the price of education in the United States and the fact that most of these people are going to be graduating with around $100,000 in debt to find a job that's not there. And that for me is where I see a lack of leadership. And what I brought up before, you saw her. She thinks that maybe learning Spanish is the best way to get a job. I wish there would be somebody in the administration talking to everybody, saying, look, the future of where we're going in the United States, this is where the bulk of the jobs that are going to be formed now are going to have come. And these are the skill sets that people that are going to go for those jobs need. And let me work with the community colleges. Let me work the universities to create the workforce that's going to be able to assist with that. So she knows that maybe it's a computer class that she needs to take, or maybe it is the Spanish course, because for me, one of the largest economic tools in the United States is language. And there are so few people that speak more than one language in America.